here, and what we're going to do today is try to make it more energy efficient. Anyone in an older home or any home that's looking to save money can benefit from our services. One of the first things we do when we get into these houses are we put the house under negative pressure with our blower door here, and what that's going to do is essentially magnify any energy loss in a home. It's about equivalent to having your home hit from every direction with a 25-mile-an-hour wind.
And now tell me about this guy here.
What this is an infrared camera. Once we have the house under negative pressure, we use it to go around and check for cold spots in the house in the wintertime here, because it's the temperature difference that this will sense. It's very accurate, and it'll allow us to pinpoint areas in the home that need to be focused on.
All right, let's turn her on and get to it.
All right, sounds good. Amy, one of the first things we like to do once we have the house under negative pressure is try to find out where it's leaking air. One of the big areas are typically fireplaces, and I can show you with our infrared camera here that it's going to be really cold and it's drawing in some air here. And if you look, you can see all the dark areas as I pan through the fireplace here. And what that is that's cold air migrating down through the fireplace chase down into the interior walls here, causing your furnace to work harder. And that's one of the areas that we want to seal off or disconnect from the interior of the house here.
And save you money.
Yeah, exactly. It's just huge. Some houses we go in, there's holes the size of windows being left open. It's really neat sometimes. One of the other areas we find that very common are drop soffits. In this home, they have one in the kitchen here. And that's going to be, a real big area that we always look at when we come into a home. Here in the kitchen, Amy, we have some drop soffits, and as I pan through them with the camera, you can see the dark areas. And what that represents is it's leaking air. Air is migrating in from the attic. And that is another area that causes your furnace to work harder in the wintertime and your air conditioner to work harder in the summertime. And you can see right here, here's a large opening there, right above the window. And what that's going to do is we're going to get in there and block that off to save the homeowner some money here. Another problem spot, Amy, as we find, is the outlets. It's a good indicator that the air is pulling down wire holes up in the attic. The electricians would drill a large wire hole, run a little wire, and it caused a lot of airflow. And here's a good example. Just 1 second, it's calibrating. And you can see all that dark streaking, that's all cold air being pulled through that outlet right now because we have the house under negative pressure. And these are just a lot of little holes, but they add up to a large hole. And that's what really makes your electrical bills or your natural gas bills more expensive.
So what would you do to fix that?
Well, what we'd do is we'd get up in the attic and we'd find out where that wire hole is from the top side of the attic and plug it off with foam, with a one-part foam. And that would seal that hole and not allow that air to be transferred down through. And that's the same as in any interior walls. Amy, one of the other things I'd like to show you today is the bath fan. And the reason I'm showing you this is because when we seal up a house, we want to try to get the moisture out of the home. So one of the things we recommend is installing a good bath fan and have it vented to the outside. You can see we installed a nice Panasonic fan in this home here. So that's one of the other services we offer amongst other things in the home. Some of the things I just showed you